Hi, my name is Samantha Hospitalis, and the tool that I wanted you guys to kind of look at is EduBlogs. EduBlogs is a free tool that can be used to create different type of blogs, different educational type of blogs for your students. You can use it in the classroom. You can use it as a way of communication with parents. You can use it for several different things. In order to use EduBlogs, the first thing that you have to do is actually create an account, which is something that I did. If you look, let's see if I can. If you look right here in the upper right-hand corner, this is the area that I created my account in. Then once you've created an account, you can either create a class or join an existing class going on. And so as you can see, on the left-hand side, you see my class. And so you have the option of, again, creating a class, or you can join a class that has already been created. The icons on this website are pretty self-explanatory. You have posts where you can show all posts, you can add a new post, media, the library of different forms of media, links, pages, comments, appearance, plugins. And so all of those are pretty self-explanatory, and they're user-friendly. I definitely think it's user-friendly. One of the features I love the most is that you can customize your theme or image of the blog page however you want it to look. And so I think that's kind of interesting for students because they have the ability to kind of play with it. Whatever theme, as you see under appearance, that you want, you can click on that and determine and use whatever theme that you would like. They have several different categories that you can use. Anything that's for a class, magazine, mobile friendly, even things that can be used online. I really, really like the idea of that. And I think that it adds kind of a little bit more fun instead of it being boring, because a lot of kids, they love the ability to be able to kind of create and navigate through things on their own. And so I thought that was kind of really, really cool. In the article that I read, pre-service teachers in special education using blogs for transition collaboration, Seabrooks and Blackmore and Patterson, which are the authors of that article, they kind of touch on the fact that EduBlogs help to enhance learning in a meaningful way through the use of collaboration and communication. Throughout this article, Seabrooks, Blackmore, and Patterson, they talk about ways in which EduBlog help to provide collaboration and communication. They mention this by saying EduBlogs can provide teachers in special education the opportunity to enhance their dissemination of information to students, parents, and other professionals through technology. Most specifically, the use of EduBlogs is a viable medium for developing quality IEPs for students with disabilities. And so it just talks about the fact that EduBlogs can definitely be used as a form of communication with parents. It can be used as a form of communication with teachers, students, any stakeholder. And so that's not just for students, to me, with special ed or disabilities or anything like that, but that can be for the general population as well. Oftentimes we're trying to find different means of communications with our students. We're trying to find different ways to communicate with our parents. And so I just found it interesting that that article supported the fact that this is definitely a tool that can be used to enhance two of our 4 C's, which is collaboration and communication. I definitely can see that. The communication is definitely something that is more visible, in which, again, that communication piece with parents, students, any stakeholder, and collaboration as far as the fact that it's a blog, students being able to pretty much communicate with other students that are using that same blog. They can talk to their peers. They can, again, going back to the post where they can look at their peers' posts, different things that they've posted. So that to me is definitely a way in which they communicate, add a post, with other students, and they can view those posts once they do that. That's a way that they can communicate with their peers. They can definitely communicate with other students that may be using the same platform. And so I definitely think that it enhances communication. I also think one thing that the article did not touch on, but I do believe that it enhances its as well, is creativity. The fact that I feel like students are able to choose their own theme, like we were looking at earlier with the different themes and the different platforms that they can use, I feel like it allows them the ability to be creative. They can create the blog and make it look however they want to look. They can pretty much do whatever they want, whatever platform they want to use. And so that kind of helps with, their sense of creativity as well. I feel like it definitely enhances that as well. I do think that I am currently a Reading Connections teacher, that EduBlog can definitely be used in Reading Connections as a means of communication between students and parents, as well as just between students, where they journal or share different experiences. And so one of the things that I like my students to be able to do is to be able to journal and to kind of be able to express themselves through writing. Because I do believe, even though I teach reading, that reading and writing go hand in hand. And so I feel like, them having that access and that ability to be able to blog or journal about a specific topic, whether I throw the topic out there to them or whether they decide to choose a topic that they want to look or talk about on their own, the fact that they have this opportunity where they can share their ideas, share their information, share whatever they've learned with their peers, I think is absolutely important. And it's definitely, it's something that I think that students would really enjoy. It allows them to tap into that inner sense of creativity. It allows them to pretty much be able to tap into those writing skills. And so I definitely think that it's something that can be used in my class. I think it would also be a fun tool for my students. I think a lot of my students would consider EduBlog pretty fun, pretty cool, because it gives them a voice beyond what, they're used to doing or what they're used to learning every day, or me asking them to do something. This gives them the opportunity to express their voice, to express how they feel, to use their inner creativity in order to pretty much talk about whatever information that they want to talk about. Whatever they want to hit on, they can definitely do that. When we look at this tool, though, the only thing that I can see not being used, especially when we look at our 4 C's, is the idea of critical thinking. I think it can be used depending on how the lesson is developed or how you use EduBlogs, but it's not something that's pretty transparent. Your collaboration and your communication is definitely the most transparent piece of this learning tool, this Web 2.0. You definitely would, I think, have to be able to create an area in which students think critically, maybe by giving them a prompt. Again, going back to that piece where I talked about journaling, maybe giving them a prompt to kind of focus on, and then having them go in and write about something. And it requires them to think beyond, what it's asking you to do. You can pretty much incorporate some form of critical thinking, but as far as, it just saying, here's some critical thinking, here is some communication. Critical thinking is not like communication or collaboration. That that collaboration and the communication piece is very transparent. One of those things that students can automatically receive once they're working in EduBlogs. One of the things, again, that I enjoy, even with the communication and the collaboration, is the fact that parents can get on board. And so if I ever wanted to share a blog or a journal with parents, that they can come in and they can see and they can, be able to blog themselves, which is something good, especially I think for the community in which I service, which are lower socioeconomic students. And it can be for high achievers as well, not just, a certain population. And it can be for middle class and higher class kids. But the reason why I say that in particular is because a lot of times our parents we have a hard time in communicating with them. And so sometimes this will allow them to be able to tap into their inner creative side and use their technology in order to communicate more effectively with us when it comes to blogging and those things. And so again, I think it's an awesome tool. EduBlogs, it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. It definitely touches on a lot of those points. Again, communication, collaboration, creativity. For your students, you can embed some form of critical thinking. Research backs it up that it's something that is effective and it helps to navigate, and it's an important tool for our 21st century learners. And so I definitely think it's something that you should check out. Again, my name is Samantha Hospitalis, and feel free to connect with me if you have any questions concerning EduBlog. Thank you.